Morning. Well, getting ready for a hot day, and I want to talk about how to make your makeup stay all day. How to make it melt proof so that it looks the same in the morning as it does at nighttime. So I find my makeup looks the same pretty much in the morning as it does at night. And so let's talk about some of those tips. I did list a picture of a lot of products that really help with that last week, I believe. Anyway, I'm going to cover some of those products, not all of them. So we'll just go through them real quick. All right, first of all, for moisturizer, this oil-free hydrating gel is absolutely fabulous. It's light, it's airy, it's just, you can put it on top of your regular moisturizer. It's really fantastic. Hi, Freddie. All right, next. Okay, foundation. Why do we use foundation? Well, it preps the skin. So I don't always use it, but it really does help, fills in all the bumps. So this is our foundation primer. It feels like silk. It is just really nice. I like to use it. It just makes everything glide on well. Hi, and I'll go right underneath the eyes with that. And then all over. It just really makes a really great canvas. And it only takes a second to apply. It's just super smooth, and it's good for all skin types. The next thing you can do, you can either, if you like the luminous, you might want to consider maybe I should go to the matte foundation for the summer. I'm just going to use CC cream. It has the SPF of 15. Also, our foundation primer also has SPF 15. So if you use this foundation, it has the extra SPF depending on what your moisturizer in. Will depend upon how important that is to you. Okay, so I just dot it around. And I'm just going to apply it real quick. Now, some of you may not have ever tried the other foundations. I use CC cream, I would say 99% of the time. I'll just show you what this looks like. And I find with this color, when I put it on initially, it looks like it's the wrong color, right? But then when you blend it in, see how it just goes right in there like that? It's just amazing. And it just gives me a little bit more of a matte finish. This one's a little bit more glowy. Oh, I will have the sun on this side. And that's the matte finish. So how about that? So that is the matte foundation. Okay, so I also always have to use my under eye corrector. So I'm going to use that anyway. And I just kind of go like that. And I like to use either the slanted brush, or you could use the sponge. You get it wet first and you squeeze it out. I like to use 13 because I remember that. And then you apply it damp. You don't use this dry, okay? And then I'm just going to go right underneath. There you go. Okay, so what about the eyes? How do we get the eyes to stay put? Okay, what works really well is, like, see how my eyes are reddish, right? So I could either use like our Perfecting Concealer, or I don't have any of that in front of me at the moment, but our eye primer is really, really fantastic. You only need like a drop, like a raindrop size. And then you just apply. And what happens with this, it just really helps with staying power. Staying power, it helps with no creasing. It's just really, really nice. And it's like $16, I believe, and it lasts forever. This little thing lasts forever. Okay, now what am I going to use? I'm going to use our liquid shadows. If you haven't tried these yet, I would say give them a try. So I'm going to use the Pink Starlight, and this also goes really well with our shadows. You know, you may put some of it on here, but I don't like to apply it with this foot. Like, I'll put it on, but then I like to use a brush to kind of smooth it out. Otherwise, it could be, in my opinion, a little bit thick. You could also use your finger, but I really like how it is with the brush. And then I'm going to use a light beam right up here. And if I wanted to add extra color, I could use, I'm just going to pick some of the lighter pinks from this palette. And I'm going to just kind of go over on this side. So you can really layer them, and they work really, really well, right? And then, of course, whenever you use any type of shadow, it's always important to blend. Blend, blend, blend. And so it's a very even, no like sharp lines or anything. Okay, well we all know that eyeliner makes a big difference, right? So what about eyeliner? Well, there's a couple tips. One for eyeliner is you can use a regular mechanical eyeliner, which I actually use most of the time. And you can set it with powder. However, the other one we have is our waterproof liner. Pardon my hair. Yes, yes. The liquid eyeshadow is fabulous. So this is our liquid eye pen. It's waterproof. It really stays put. What I find is, pardon me, saw some of this on my, I use my hand for like a palette. I don't know about you, but that's what I do. I like to store this upside down, or, you know, so the tip is down. And then I will just put on a little bit. So I'm just going to do a real little bit. And if you used our other liner was very intense back with every stroke. And so I find this one is a little bit not quite that way. So I like to, that's why I do it down. Or I'll just do a little thing on my hand and I'll use that like a palette. And then in here, I'll just kind of go right in my, see how that put more on there? And I'll go right in my eyelash line. And if you can't draw a line, no problem. Just make the little dots and you kind of connect the dots. And I usually will make it, if you want to make it thicker or darker, I usually do it towards the outside rather than the inside. And I always avoid the water line because I really don't want to get anything in my eye. Okay, so that's nice and all, but what if you wanted to add, you want to kind of straighten that out. It's not quite most perfect ideal. You can use this brush right here, and you could even dip it in a shadow. So I'm going to dip it in one of these darker pinks just for fun, and I make sure there's any extra off. I'm just going to go over it. It kind of seals it almost. And if you don't want to do that, you could also use our translucent powder, which is super fantastic. And I'll use this. This is our eyebrow eyeliner tool. And I'll go right over my liner with that. Of course, don't go in your eye like I just did. Ha ha ha. Anyway, okay, so I do want to have some blush. That's over here. And I'm going to blush with my highlight. Yes, this is mine, so it's all low. And I'm going to apply here, and I'm just going to blend it out. And with the highlighter area, think of it like where the sun kisses you. So it's kind of like a 3, like this, right? Okay, that's done. And notice I am holding all my stuff in my little organizer. How fun is that? Okay, what do we do next? Okay, so mascara, right? How are we going to get that to stay all day? Well, first of all, if you haven't used our lash primer, it's really, really fantastic. It really holds it. It's really, really makes it goes on so smooth. It is just fabulous. Also, a lot of people, this is where you would like, well, if you're going to do an eye curler, you'd want to do that before you do your eyes. I didn't do that this morning. So you can either use, this is our waterproof mascara. Mine, I use the Ultimate most of the time, and I find that this really stays put when I do the other parts to it. So I really don't have any issue with anything coming down. So you'll see this is the waterproof mascara, and I would say almost always you need multiple coats. And as long as you use our makeup remover, it comes off very easily. Or you could use something like this and top it with the waterproof. You can see the difference when I do that. I'm going to top it with the waterproof just for fun. Now, of course, if I was going to go jump in my pool, I wouldn't do that, right? I would just use the waterproof mascara. There we go. All right, so the last thing I would do, or second to last thing I would do, is I would use this translucent powder. Now, you can normally just kind of loosen it up, just kind of loosely. But if you have real oil issues, now look at the top here. You open it by twisting it. All right, so you just kind of open and close, and then you kind of just tap it, and it comes up. But for real oily, really hot days, I would take it and kind of go like this. That's what I would do. Hi. I can't see. I got my glasses off, so I'm not sure who's there. So glad you joined me. All right, and so you can kind of go like that. And it doesn't leave any heavy feeling whatsoever. And it just kind of really places that translucent powder on. And the final thing, now this is taking me a little while, right? But really, I do this really quickly, as you know. This finishing spray. Now, for super oily girls, you can actually do this in layers. You put it on before your foundation, after your foundation, and at the end, and it really works. Also for other hot, sweaty spots. So then you would just take it and do like a cross and then like an X. Some people would say do it before your mascara. I always tend to do it afterwards. It's not sticky. I find it really sets things from now until the end of the day, and it's just fantastic. So now I'm all set to go. Oh, I almost forgot about lips. Last thing, morning, is lip primer. Lip primer really helps fill in the gaps. Can you see that already? I already see a difference. And it has age-fighting properties in it. Now, of course, normally, if you have any issues with feathering, if you want your lip to stay the longest, a lip liner is really where it's at. And our lip liner is waterproof. So you want to choose a lip liner that's either the color of your lips or the color of your lip color. Or sometimes you want to mix it up and adjust a different color to make some new colors, right? So I happen to have our light nude, and I just kind of go around and then I fill in. Filling in is the main part. That's really what you want to do. And then you can use our matte, semi-matte lip color. Is probably stays the longest. But sometimes I don't want a matte look. I really love the nourishing feel of some of the other things, and that's when I often top it with a gloss. And this is our gloss from our limited edition. This one, and there's another brighter one. Yeah, these two. These two, $1 for every one that this is bought. $1 goes to our Mary Kay Foundation, which helps support cancer and domestic violence. All right, and I'm just going to top it with this. Yeah. And when you're a little bit older, if you have any issue, like I said, with bleeding, especially in the corners, I have a little bit of that. Notice how I didn't go all the way to the edge. I didn't go right into here. Because sometimes when you do that, it starts to come out, it can come out the side. Now, it's not like you're going to leave a line, but it really, you just don't bring it right to the edge, because when you do that, it could come out this way. So just be aware of that if that is one of your issues. And for you girls who don't need to worry about that, good for you. I know. Now during the day, if you have like some hot spots during the day or whatever, our beauty blotters are really nice. You can just take it and just go along your areas. Works fantastic. And then I'll do another one on our oil mattifier. Okay, so that's a little longer than I wanted to, but those are some tips with our things to make things longer. The top ones are the translucent powder and the finishing spray. Go really, really a long way. All right, catch you later. Bye.